exciting teams in the league, against Ballymena, a team beginning to produce the form of which we know they're capable. 4 goals against Glentoran on Saturday, very much proof of that. Tonight we're hoping for goals. Who's going to get them? Here are a few of the prime suspects.
Obviously Portadown are very strong all around, you know. I mean, wouldn't really say it to have any weak departments. There's a very strong midfield. Fraser and Killeen are obviously doing very well, and we've also Cunningham back in the side. So, I mean, we obviously know the task ahead tonight.
Davidson, Russell, takes on Connell, and now it's Peter Murray. Murray, Fraser still, and that is 2 goals to 1 to Portadown.
Got a very good result on Saturday, but to tell you the truth, we aren't really worried about too much about Ballymena. If we get our own game together, we're confident we'll get a win tonight.
Scottish connection then very much to the fore this evening. Portadown, the hot favourites, already in this competition. They hit Linfield for 7 and Ards for 4. Ballymena, they struggle in the semi-final, eventually beating Distillery on penalties. If they're going to win this trophy tonight, they know they'll have to improve. Let's go now and get the team news with our match commentator, Mark Robson.
Thank you, Adrian. Yes, just look at that for a powerful lineup. The return of Joey Cunningham adds yet another dimension to this Portadown team, and they feature, in my opinion, the most creative midfield in the league. And up front, finishers of class. Fraser and Cowan have 33 goals between them. Portadown rely on their Scottish imports. As do Ballymena. Neil Candlish opened up Glentoran at the weekend, but is mercurial rather than consistent. Phil Byrne's contribution will also be vital, as will Jonathan Speaks. Importantly, he has passed a fitness test, and Ballymena's top scorer plays. So Davy McGill sets us underway. This is Ballymena's first senior final since the Irish Cup final of 1989, when Paul Hardy, who's playing this evening, scored the only goal in the 1-0 win against Larne. But Portadown very much the favourites tonight, and Neil Fullerton getting his first touch, and an important one in front of Cunningham. Connolly, the centre back. Peter Murray working hard in there. And a fairly breezy, blustery evening at Windsor Park. Fair crowd here at Windsor Park this evening, especially in the south stand, and lots of atmosphere. That's Dougie Bell, a touch from Fraser, but no problems for Young. Here's Fraser again, and too deep, and no problems for Damien Grant, who was the man of the match in the semi-final against Distillery, which Sky Blues won on penalties, and that's a good kick. Well up by Stewart. In comes Cunningham. Strain, who was doubtful for this game. Davidson. Greg Davidson, who's filled in pretty well for Ian Curlis, who's out on long-term injury. Candlish, great game at the weekend against Glentoran. And that's a good turn by Phil Byrne, and the free kick, the first free kick of the game, goes to Ballymena. And John Heron, number 3, in the corner of your frame, up from the back at the far side of the penalty area as Candlish looks at it. Candlish, and it's drifting towards Heron, and Strain gets in front of him. John Heron, the club captain, returned on Saturday after 7 weeks off through injury. 3 minutes gone, the first corner of the match, a packed near post for Neil Fullerton to aim at. Chance here for Candlish. And Keelan does well to save the corner. Well, the referee McGill says the ball had crossed the line. Stephen Young's at the near post, the ginger-haired defender. Paul Hardy is on the goal line. He's the one gouldering. So a nice spell for Ballymena. All that shouting and screaming in the penalty area, a complete waste of time because they didn't have something that's essential in soccer, and that's a ball. Neil Fullerton, this swirling breeze, not going to be difficult for the goalkeeper. Speak keeps it in, Byrne comes in hard and Murray comes away. Fraser, and a nice turn, he's beaten Carlisle, the full-back, he's got Cowan up with him, and really he's a bit isolated, and well recovered by Mark Carlisle. Very well done, the signing from Chimney Corner. Doogie Bell, Davidson. Again, it's good defence by Ballymena, and Candlish picks it up. Speak, lone striker, deep in his own midfield. Fullerton goes to run through the centre, but he's well marked. And the clearance by Philip Major. Now Stewart, look for Cunningham, not a good ball. Heron's there. And taking a risk, really letting that ball run. Didn't really have the pace on it. Heron, who signed a 4-year contract last season. Speak. Passed the late fitness test and looked for Candlish, but found only Alfie Stewart. The ball was aimed for Cowan. That's not a great clearance, and Young's there. Took the sensible rather than constructive option, and that's not a good ball from Davidson. And here's Byrne, and Speak, trying to stay onside, was in no position to receive the ball. Murray, touch for Fraser, Connolly in hard, Speak beaten, and time for Major. Cunningham with him, a little bit of confusion there, and Cunningham's skill winning the ball for him. Here's Bell, Cunningham, a little bit of room in midfield. Now you can't give Portadown room in that area. Not a good ball from Cunningham, and well played by Speak, good covering back by the striker. And a good challenge from Greg Davison. Speak, formerly of Derry, his third spell at Ballymena now. No chances so far for either side. Jim Hagan, pensive, but happy enough, I suppose, with the start. Again, it's McGill at the edge of the penalty area, and Speak beaten to it by Stewart. And Strain getting confused again with Joey Cunningham. Well, it might be the fact that he's been out of the side for so long that there's a little telepathy there. But certainly a couple of times Joey Cunningham has not read the situation appropriately. Young, McGill, and he timed his jump well there, didn't he? And that is a free kick. Jonathan Speak fouled by Major. Major can't believe it. Speak's happy enough about it. And this the first really dangerous attacking situation for Ballymena. And there's a good view of what is ahead of the four men around the Ballymena, or around the ball for Ballymena. Neil Candlish is one of them, and this looks like an interesting move. Candlish and Hardy, the two men most likely to strike this ball. And it is Candlish. And that was very poor. Well, this man Candlish can destroy teams, but he can also play very poorly. And on Unfortunately for Ballymena, he often follows a great performance with a rather bad one. Fraser beaten by Connolly. In comes Bell. That throw-in will go to Portadown as they move painfully forward. And so far, not too many examples of classic midfield play, which we've become used to seeing from Portadown this season. Davidson. That's not a great ball. Here's Connolly. Looked to me as if Fraser was caught just offside there. Spell finds Russell, who's hardly been in the game so far, with 15 minutes gone. Major. Town forwards. And Young miscontrols, and Fraser lays it. And that's a good ball for Russell. And McGill, well, everyone looked at him, and he didn't give the penalty. And there might well have been a case for it. Fraser, the man in there at the end. That's a superb angle. Well, there was no contact with the ball initially, and Portadown might have had a cry for a penalty as Fraser came in. Third. Well played by Canlis. That was good skill, actually. Carlisle takes it up. And in fact, Stewart has played the ball for Jonathan Speake. And he tries to find Canlis. Major. That'll be pretty sharp. Now Fuller. He's had a very lively start. Speake. Heron. 3 Ballymena players in the penalty area if they can get the ball in. Neil Fullerton. It's Peter Murray and Bell. And Peter Murray again. Now here's Fraser, and that's nice football. Murray, Russell wants it, and Fraser was in space, and Cowan is on his own, and can he finish? Well, my goodness, he's a dangerous player, is Steve Cowan. That's the first time, really, he's touched the ball at all in this match. 25 minutes gone, and to be honest, he normally finishes these. The first time he's been given space in the match. It's a good strike by Cowan, but actually Grant had done pretty well to make the angle difficult for him. Here's Davidson. Russell. Good skill from Russell. And again, here's Bell. Davidson's taken up some very good positions in that left wing position. Heron. Candlish. Beaten by Stewart. Now Cunningham. Cowan stays onside. And now it's Byrne. Look to me to be held, but McGill says play on. Here's Bell. Fraser in space through the centre. Just for a second, his marker had left him, and he's still away from him. And in goes Fraser. And in comes Cunningham. Oh, it's hard to believe he's been out for 18 months. He looks pretty sharp to me. For a man whose career was almost over. He scored a goal against Bangor on Saturday. And what a finish that would have been. Fraser actually did very well to win the ball initially. Speake. Good turn by Speake as the defenders left him. Strain had Canlish well covered though. Fraser losing out once more to Connolly. Speake turns, and now Strain. And onside is Russell, who scores. Well, my goodness, what an amazing goal that was. Really out of nothing, but you have to say it was a fabulously cool finish from Martin Russell. Well, where was the Ballymena defence? Carlisle was caught, Young was caught. Russell, well, that was absolutely beautiful. A goal very like Jim McFadden's goal for Cliftonville last week, and granted no chance whatsoever. Connolly for Byrne, well played by Davidson in front of his man. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. Candish in space. Bell the marker. Russell. Fraser, and a chance to break here. for Coyan. Has he the pace? Well, Cunningham certainly has. And he had a lot more time than that. Really, he shouldn't have snapped that at first time. He had every opportunity to control the ball. Well, Coyan, he hasn't the pace. He knows that. He left it for Cunningham. Well, he really should have controlled it and tried to place it. And Cunningham could quite easily have had 2 goals tonight. It was a beautiful ball from Sandy Fraser, outside of the foot. Davidson. And now he's lost out. And here's Carlisle. And that was a poor ball. Gave Stewart much time. Russell. Nice skill. Lovely skill. Bell. Murray. This is more like Portadown. Major. Cunningham near post. Fraser. Lovely turn by Fraser. Good defence to keep him covered. And here's Coyan. And it's won by Young. And now Byrne. And can Ballymena break? Great tackle by Davidson. Here's Murray. Much better game now. Flags up. Cunningham. Bell. Cunningham. And now there's room for Portadown in that midfield area. And beginning to put Ballymena under pressure there, and they're giving away the free kicks. A minute to go to the break. Brian Strain is up from the back. That's him with his arms in the air. Scored a rocket header against Linfield from a corner kick. Gets his head to it there. It goes Fraser. And the free kick is given against the Scotsman. Well won by Strain. Hernan. Cunningham. Russell always seems to have time. Look at that. Here's Davidson. And Young stayed off him for some reason. Fraser at the near post. Good defence. Young redeems himself with a fine ball to speak. And now Byrne finds Candlish. Now all the Ballymena shirts were in an area on the right-hand side of the pitch. Nobody was in the penalty area. Of course, they'd all been sucked in defending that Portadown attack. Now Candlish has a wee bit of room, shapes for the shot. And that's the final action of this first half. It was a very poor start, but it was livened up when that man Martin Russell scored the only goal. The Republic of Ireland B international made it 1-0 with his 5th of the season. The Portadown fans much happier than the Ballymena fans, obviously. The score is Portadown 1, Ballymena United 0. And join us in a couple of minutes for a match that is now budding into life. Welcome back to Windsor Park, where Portadown are 45 minutes away from their second Budweiser Cup success in 3 seasons. They lead by 1-0. Cunningham trying to make it too early on, and a good challenge from Young, who had a superb first half. Speak. Support in the form of Candlish. And that inevitable left wing slot takes on Strain, and Stewart gathers well in the end. And lovely skill, in fact. Here's Cunningham from Bell. Takes on Young. He's won a lot of tackles this evening. Bell. Fraser inside him. Uses Fraser. And that's neat skill from Fraser, because he'd no one to play the ball to in front of him. Heron in the way. Now they're pretty content so far. They've had a fairly good season all round, Portadown. 40 minutes away from a second trophy. Ryan Strain, the captain, Stevie Cowan and Martin Russell on the edge of the penalty area. That's Sandy Fraser, marked by Heron. Ball goes in towards Cowan, who jumps too early, and Hardy has time to clear. Something Cowan does quite a lot, actually, jumps before the ball arrives. Kilburn does not agree. Scottish accent cuts through the cool December air. Sandy Fraser. Greg Davidson with the throw-in. Pretty productive down this left side. Davidson was in the first half. Martin Russell receives. Davidson looks for Fraser. Beaten and the turn by Byrne. Stewart. Good ball. And room here for Bell. Carlisle cuts it out. And Young, really, the long ball would have been the better option. Certainly the safer option for the Ballymena defence. Strain. Murray. Davidson. Carlisle on the way. Here's Stewart. Candlish challenging. And the slice was from Connolly. And the ball has run well for Cunningham. And here's Fraser. Fraser makes it two with a classic goal. And there's the Scottish chants. The Francie and Josie of Irish League football. Fraser and Cowan. And that time it was Fraser who scored. And 3 minutes into the half. The ball ran pretty kindly for Fraser, but he showed a lot of skill and speed of thought, and what about that? Well, let's see if Damien Grant really had a chance here at all. It was struck fabulously well. Well, I wouldn't go out dressed like that. Not on a night like this, anyway. McGill beaten by Fraser. Young's there. Candlish with Major. And well done, Philip Major. And that got a great roar from the Portadown support. And if Ballymena don't score soon, I fancy Portadown could put together one of their now famous goal routes, because they have a habit of scoring 4, 5 and 6 when they begin to dominate a match. Strain comes in. And Murray is beaten. Davidson on the edge of the area. Squeals for handball from the Ballymena supporters. Jim Hagan will be concerned at 2-0 down to a side as effective as Portadown. Young. Speak. Carlisle comes in. Time for Keenan. Fraser. Connolly wins the header and McGill just knocks it to Murray. That's a pretty good ball for Sandy Fraser. Murray now in the penalty area. That was not a good ball though, and Kilburn picks it up. Hassled by Davidson and then Bell, and now Carlisle losing out. Ronnie McFall has just celebrated his 6th year in charge at Portadown and looking tonight for his 6th senior trophy. Davidson, good challenge. Hardy, did he foul Murray? McGill says no, play on. And again, the ball spins nicely for Portadown. Here's Russell. Lovely turn. Fraser in the penalty area. And it nearly fell for Murray. Ball skipped off his head. Didn't quite reach that man, Steve Cowan. Peter Murray. Sign from Cliftonville. Took a while to settle in, but is now very much a part of this excellent Portadown midfield. Strain fouls Speak. Paul Hardy. It's generally in midfield now, but can score goals. Was Ballymena's top scorer a few seasons ago. John Young, and won by Strain. Difficult for Keenan, and he's dropped it. Byrne comes in. Candlish has given Ballymena a chance. What a good finish that was by Neil Candlish. The second Scotsman to score tonight. 12 minutes gone in the second half. The fans feel they have a chance still to win the Budweiser. And it was a very hopeful ball, and Mickey Keenan, he was under pressure from 3 Ballymena players, but he really should have caught that. Byrne with the first chance, but look at this for a finish. Can't argue with that. Ballymena, well, the Portadown defence will be disappointed with their goalkeeper, I think, but Ballymena will be delighted with that. Played through for Byrne. And this time Keenan Dawes got it. Two goals to one. Good match we have now. Cunningham. Nice skill. Doesn't run for him this time, but Murray gets it to Dougie Bell. Cowan and Fraser in the penalty area. If Bell can get that far, which he can't. And Fullerton loses out to Murray. Good work by Murray. Plenty of red shirts forward. Needs to get the cross in. Does. And Fraser was waiting. What an important header by Byrne. Good work from Murray. Let's watch the number 10 here, Sandy Fraser. He was waiting for the volley. And Phil Byrne, the Wraith Rovers player, had to get the header in. Chance for more. Cunningham. Speak and Bell. And eventually it's Major who tries to find Russell, but it ends up at the feet of Mark Carlisle. Stewart. And lovely skill from Fraser. And now Russell for a second. Here's Cowan. And he should have scored there. My goodness. Well, I've never seen Steve Cowan miss a chance like that. That is not like the man. He's normally the best finisher in the Irish League by far. And I think he just relaxed a little too much. Well done, Grant. Give him credit. It should be 3-1 to Portadown as Russell takes the corner, and Strain at number 5 is up. In comes Strain. Back in again by Murray. Bell. Intelligent ball. Needs the cross. Heron gets it away, but not far enough really. Cunningham comes in. Major, and Cowan again. Major. Speak. Candlish left. And that will be a free kick. It would be unfair to book Major. It's been a fairly clean but tough game. Haven't been that many infringements, to be honest. And I can't remember a truly bad tackle. So it's Young with a free kick. Heron on the edge of the penalty area. That's Darren McGill. Played it towards McGill, and Keenan's made another mistake. And here's Byrne, and bravery indeed from Greg Davidson, who also keeps it in. And that's a throw in to Portadown. 15 minutes to go. Portadown leading by 2 goals to 1. Davidson for Peter Murray. Ball trapped between them, and Murray held very obviously by the shirt. Hardly subtle. Brian Strain, out of your picture, jogs towards the edge of the penalty area. So Murray and Russell between them will attempt to orchestrate here. Cowan runs near post. Oh, and well played by Steve Cowan. Beautiful run, timed it exquisitely. But he has to stay out of the action now because he would be offside. And the defence in a little bit of a tangle there. Bell. Strain has stayed forward on the edge of the box. Portadown might be slightly stretched if Ballymena can break. Here's Russell. Fraser needs to hold this one up. And a good tackle. Fraser battling so hard and turns brilliantly. Russell gets it to Davidson. Plenty of men in the penalty area. And so's Candlish, fortunately. Bell. Portadown players onside, but it's Young. And Murray blocked it well. And Damien Grant, who's struggling with an ankle injury, has to clear it. Here's Byrne. Candlish, lightning fast. Now on the right-hand side of the pitch, so often on the left. Good left foot, hasn't he? And that's Hardy. Fullerton. Candlish just keeps it in. Major back to Keenan. Candlish keeps going. Young. Candlish. Major is the marker. And now Bell. Connolly. Lots of time for Tim Connolly to measure the through ball. Strain covers. Minutes left. Ballymena press forward, trailing by 2 goals to 1. Paul Hardy and Jonathan Speake in the penalty area. Strain wins it. Fullerton comes in. McGill with Russell. He didn't really want to know about that too much. And here's Davidson. But now this is where he's so good. Forward. And what a ball that is for Steve Cowan. Great defence by Connolly. But if the first touch had been better from Cowan, he might well have made it 3. And he's had 2 good chances in this second half. But well done, Tim Connolly. Neil Fullerton comes off for Ballymena. He's had a good game. Coming on is Robert Ritchie, number 12. 2 goals in the last 3 matches for Ballymena. And he's a striker, and it's not hard to see what Ballymena intend to do. Davidson and Russell over this free kick. Cowan runs towards the penalty area. Won by Young, though. Here's Bell. And this is Cowan, who is offside. Just. For a second he thought he was on, but the linesman knew better. About 7 minutes to go here. Strain wins it, and then McGill, and now Speake. And that's not a great ball for Davidson. He hurried a little bit. Heron. Stewart. Young. Good header to Byrne. And here's Heron. Players forward include Hardy. McGill. Hardy just about onside there as the ball came through. Now Davidson. Here's McGill. Byrne. Strain. Plays it straight to Candlish. And that's a corner for Ballymena. Ballymena want a rousing finish, and no better man than Candlish to provide it. Six Ballymena players in the penalty area. Connolly is one of them, and he's got plenty of height, but not a good corner. McGill. Dougie Bell comes out to mark him. And does well to close him down. And that's Candlish, who does well. And looking once more for the spectacular, although there were players available to the far side of the penalty area. But not one of them would have said a word if that had whizzed into the top corner. Heron, good strong header. Hardy through for Candlish. Four minutes left. Ritchie. Carlisle. And Cunningham. Wee bit of room. Murray away to the right-hand side. And here's Fraser. And he finds Murray. Coyne's up. Murray. Fraser. Off the line. Not a good ball from Bell. Cunningham. And lovely skill from Cunningham. Players forward include Coyne, but that was not the cross that the two strikers wanted. I can tell you that Damien Grant really is struggling now with that ankle injury. He's finding trouble even kicking the ball, as you can see very clearly. And here's Davidson. Help arrives in the shape of Peter Murray. Davidson. There's a player in midfield virtually on his own, and it's Dougie Bell. Fraser on the run. Here's Coyne, here's Bell. And all a little bit too clever in the end. And Hardy takes it away for Ballymena and finds Byrne. But now here's Fraser. Holds it up intelligently. He's on his own. Coyne in the penalty area. And great run by Fraser. Super stuff. Dropping for Cunningham almost. Young clears. Strain. Murray. Speak. Bell and offside. I think it's exhaustion on the part of Sandy Fraser, who just hasn't the strength to jog back into an onside position. 2 minutes left. Fraser, hands on head, has done an awful lot for this Portadown cause this evening. So much running. But it's not over yet. Speak goes in. Here's Candlish. Still the chance for a memorable finish as Byrne finds Hardy. Speak! Oh, and cleared by Stewart. Portadown struggling to clear. They do now through Murray. And that was a real chance for Ballymena to square it up and take this match into extra time. Cunningham. Russell, lovely football. Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham is extremely quick, and Grant's in trouble with that ankle, but he did well. That was brave. In fact, Cunningham's control at the last second let him down. He pushed the ball too far. Davidson. Offside, Cunningham this time. Credit to Cunningham actually for showing remarkable match fitness for a man who's only played a couple of games and has been out for 18 months. Byrne almost turned major there. Candlish though turned strain, and a good cross for Speak. And well covered by Stewart. Approaching injury time. Ritchie on the line. Speak and Hardy in the 6-yard box. There won't be too much injury time. This might be their last chance. There's Connolly in frame. Tall man from the back. and Speak. Had a clear chance to tie it up, and he knows it. It was a difficult one. The ball coming at him at some speed, and he had to hit it first time. Keenan. Can't be too long to go. Touch from Fraser. Well won by Carlisle. Bell finds Murray. Not a good ball, but it will eat up seconds of time. Hardy with strain. Dougie Bell offside as Fraser. 1 minute of injury time played. Whistles all round the ground as Hardy climbs. Cleared by Davidson. Fraser will do well to hold this up and puts Russell on the run. And Russell is away here, and Russell really can seal it now. And it's young for Ballymena. It's been quite a second half. McGill, that's a bad ball. Here's Sandy Fraser. Should be 3-1 now, and is. That is it. 2 goals for Sandy. And a trophy for Portadown. Well, it's not full time yet, but it will be in a couple of seconds. Fraser was given all the room he wanted, and a man playing with such confidence doesn't miss chances like that. Scotsmen have played their role as usual in this Portadown victory. 2 for Sandy Fraser. And Davy McGill calls proceedings to an end. A deserved victory by Portadown. 3 goals to 1, the winning margin. The goal scored in the first half by Martin Russell after 36 minutes. It was Sandy Fraser 3 minutes into the second half. Candice pulled one back, but then right at the end, as Ballymena pushed forward for the equaliser, it was Sandy Fraser who scored again. The Budweiser Cup goes to Portadown for the second time in 3 seasons. It's Portadown 3, Ballymena United 1. Join us in a couple of minutes for reaction and news of the rest of the night's football.
Welcome back to Windsor Park, and no happier man in the stadium tonight than the Portadown boss, Ronnie McFall. Ronnie, quite a performance by your side.
Yeah, I thought McFall played quite well. Fully deserved the win. Could have scored more goals, and at the end of the day, we're happy enough to win the cup.
A great all-round performance, but some quality strikes by Fraser.
Well, he's come back, and he's worked very hard to get his fitness back, and he's got his appetite back, and he's really buzzing at the moment. And there's 2 super goals he scored for us.
A great start for you too. 2 trophies already this season.
Well, we've been playing well, basically from the start of the season. As I said, we've had the odd wee hiccup, but overall I've been well satisfied with the side's been playing. I still feel we can play a lot better. And obviously our #1 objective now is to go on time and win the league championship.
Well, of course, I think I'd have to say a great advertisement for Irish League football tonight. A poor first half, second half was tremendous.
Yeah, I thought that the game started off a wee bit slow and a wee bit scrappy. I thought the last 15-20 minutes it started to live up a wee bit. And as you said, we scored 2 goals and gave away a terrible goal at the back and missed numerous chances. But at the end of the day, we're happy with winning the cup.
Well, it was a great match to play in. Cup finals are always a little bit different. And this one for me, it was the first one I scored in as well, so it made it all the better, you know. And I say, I mean, the most important thing is we've got the cup.
Of course, the fans enjoy it. Great times for you two. You've come through a difficult patch.
Absolutely. These guys here, they helped me come through the difficult patch as much as anybody. At times when I thought I was maybe going to be moving on from the club, they stood by me, gave me words of encouragement, and thankfully I'm still here.
Some of the goals you got tonight, some excellent strikes.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's just a bit of Stevie Cowan rubbing off on me. I've never really been a particularly great goal scorer, you know. But as I say, I think Stevie's been a great influence on me.